Have your players ever gotten attached to an unexpected NPC? Memorable NPCs sometimes arise from weird circumstances. Like many of you, I am super busy this month. In fact, this week, instead of recording this video, I'm at BrickCon, and I didn't want to leave y'all hanging. I regularly find stuff that is both interesting and useful, but not big enough for a whole video. Today, we're going to talk about a tale from my table, and what we can learn from it as GMs and DMs. Today's story, a fated NPC that didn't start as such. About 3.5 years ago, I was asked to run a game. So I dusted off my old rules after many years of dormancy and started running for a brand new group, most of whom had never played a tabletop role-playing game. I wanted to start things out right, as you do. So I expanded on some existing content I already had, the town of Celbengoa. One of the player characters was from there, which is even better. So I prepared some of the characters in the town a little bit more, and gave the player a list of interesting NPCs in town. Celbengoa is a fishing village made up of maybe a couple hundred folks. It is barely a dot on the map. I prepared around 10 NPCs, each with multiple clues. The arc starts with an inciting incident, as you should. And it quickly devolved into the players trying to gather clues from whomever they could gather them from. Their query? Some rough-looking orcs that blew into town in relation to the contraband they were looking for. Did they talk to the list of NPCs I provided? Did they talk to the militia captain, the blacksmith, any of the 3 bartenders? No, of course they didn't. They talked to the Dockmaster. Who was the Dockmaster, you ask? Well, there wasn't a Dockmaster. Celbengoa barely has a dock. The Dockmaster was one crazy Tom, a bum who lived under one of the piers. No one disputes that he's crazy. He's as fruity as a nutcake. The Tom part, no one's really sure about. I made up Crazy Tom on the spot, as you do. Naturally, my players then proceed to hit this poor guy with questions that he was clearly not prepared to answer, and they eventually leave the encounter both befuddled and confused. And thus, the legend of Crazy Tom began. Over the next 10-ish sessions, my players went back to Crazy Tom again and again. They liked asking him to do things for them, despite the fact that he was literally the least capable person in the village. And they liked to go to him to ask questions that he clearly had no way of answering. They just liked him. It was helpful that he had a really memorable voice. So what can we learn from this sordid tale of dockmockery and vagrantism? You can't really tell which NPCs are going to be a hit with your players. Occasionally, they'll just latch on to one that you don't expect. And I feel like I've said that here before. Blam. Also, being able to improv characters up at a moment's notice is really, really useful. If you like this story, please share it. And if you want tips and tricks to make your role-playing games a little bit more awesome, start now by subscribing and hitting the bell so you know when I upload stuff. Thanks for staying classy, and I'll see you on Sunday.